The third season of Sushmita Sen's Aarya comes with the words Aakhri Var. Aakhri Var symbolizes that something is going to be very grand and just a massive showdown. Hi, I'm Pratiksha Mishra and you're listening to my review of Aarya 3. We previously also talked about Aarya season 3, but tab ek hi part aaya tha. Now the whole season is out, so we can talk about it just as an entire season. Aarya as a show was revolutionary, I would say, for OTT space. It was a show that felt like cinema on your laptop or TV screen, and that was amazing. And it had a star like Sushmita Sen attached to it. Just the story of this mother, of this homemaker, who is essentially pushed into a life of crime just to protect her family was very fascinating to watch, especially because of the way creator Ram Madhwani had adapted it for an Indian audience. आर्या के सीजन 3 में हम देखते हैं कि जो आर्या के एडवर्सरीज है वो नंबर में बस बढ़े जा रहे हैं. There's the cop, there's the vengeful husband played by Indranil Sen Gupta, there's Ila Arun as Nalini Sahiba, a drug kingpin of her own who has become a bit of a nail in Arya's side, and so has her son Abhimanyu, जिसको वो impulsive बुलाते हैं, but that basically means that he just kills people whenever he wants to. एक और प्रॉब्लम ये भी है कि आर्या का पर्सनल लाइफ और प्रोफेशनल लाइफ दोनों में ही प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ रहे हैं. They're all getting a little intermingled, which is never great, and especially not if you're running a drug cartel. Arya's children, Veer played by Viren Vazirani, Arundhati played by Arushi Bajaj, and Aditya played by Pratyash Panwar. Other than Adi, the other two are now also at an age where they're forming relationships of their own, romantic, interpersonal, whatever. And this is also taking a toll on Arya and is affecting how her relationship with her kids would have otherwise turned out. Aarya now has to kind of deal with the fact that her children's trust in her is wavering while her power is essentially slipping out of her fingers. As a premise, especially for a show like this is brilliant. This is a character that is almost regal, almost compared to a lioness frequently, who is just trying to keep hold of the power that she used to have but is now flailing क्योंकि हर चीज गलत हो रही है, क्योंकि सब अपने मन का कुछ भी कर रहे हैं. Not everyone is listening to her. Her allies are decreasing in number even though her enemies are increasing. But the show kind of squanders a lot of that premise. Okay, so here's the issue. Show का नाम आर्या है. It has always been a one-woman show, and that's what we were very excited to watch. We signed up for that only to see Arya's life. Sure, Arya's life very much involves her children, but all the different arcs that we get, it kind of just becomes कि वो इतनी सारी चीजें करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि everything starts to become a little lackluster. Show को देखते वक्त you will feel like, okay, there is something that is off about it this time. Maybe it's too many cooks, maybe it's too many storylines, but something is off. What is off? That the tone has shifted exponentially. जो tone हमारा आर्या सीजन 1 और 2 में था या सीजन 3 के फर्स्ट 2-3 एपिसोड में भी था, वो यहाँ पे नहीं है. आर्या का जो सेटिंग है इज प्रिटी मच राजस्थान, एंड राजस्थान इज नोन फॉर इट्स वास्ट सैंड ड्यून्स, फॉर इट्स वाइब्रेंट कलर्स एंड इट्स कल्चर, जो हमें सीजन 1 और 2 में देखने को मिलता है. यहाँ पे नॉट सो मच. श्योर वी स्टिल सी दीज सैंडी एक्सपेंसेस एंड दीज काइंड ऑफ पैलेस लुकिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स, बट जस्ट द ह्यू ऑफ द शो हैज बिकम ब्लैक्स एंड ग्रेज. पहले 2 सीजन्स में ब्राइट कलर्स लाइक येलो एंड रेड वुड कॉन्ट्रास्ट दिस, बट यहाँ पे वो ब्राइट कलर्स हैव जस्ट बीन रिप्लेस्ड बाय मोर ब्लैक. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जब आर्या जैसा कैरेक्टर अपने आखिरी वार के लिए बाहर निकलेगा, दिस आई डोंट थिंक इज द कॉस्ट्यूम दैट शी वुड हैव चोजन. I think she would have chosen something more regal, something obviously with a little more color, with a little more flash of power. The outfit that she wears now in the show during that scene just does not come through. If you can't tell, I am sorely missing the holy sequence from season 2. Still till date one of my favorite sequences in Aarya, even though I didn't like season 2 उतना ज़्यादा. Because of the tone of season 1 and 2, हम कुछ चीज़ों को जाने दे रहे थे. Like here, the slam poetry voiceover is so infinitely annoying. Like I can't stand it in this season. I was still willing to ignore it in the previous 2 seasons. For instance, there's a scene where Aarya is holding these 2 swords and she has a foot on one of her adversaries. It's supposed to be inspired by Durga's Mahishasur but just that effect doesn't come across. Any effect that does come across is because of Sushmita Sen's performance, not because of the camera, the direction, or the cinematography. Coming to the performance, Sushmita Sen is brilliant as always. I don't think anyone else could have played Aarya the way that she has, or just played Aarya in general. The regality, the royalty that she brings to her character is just fabulous to watch on screen. There is one moment which personally is my favorite in this season, जहाँ पे जो भी दुनिया का बोझ भार वगैरह है, just her grief and her anger, she just breaks down because of it. And that performance is genuinely one of the best parts of Aarya season 3. The show does have some good parts. It's not like it's lost all of the charm, but some of it genuinely is missing. I'm just glad that the performances have just remained consistent throughout. One other performance to remember is Sikandar Khair's. I am speaking of it in relation to Aarya because that's what their relationship is like. Sushmita Sen's character is complemented beautifully by Sikandar Khair's Daulat. Daulat is supposed to be the stoic but sensitive, just a right-hand man who will always be by her side, and just this dependability is portrayed very well by Sikandar Khair in this season as well. The kids all try to give a convincing act, but उनके पास इतना कुछ है नहीं कि वो convincing हो सके. When it comes to the antagonists, the main ones in this, other than like the Russian cartel, are supposed to be Ila Arun's character and Shashwat Seth, who plays Nalini's son Abhimanyu. But the issue here is these villains don't get to be as villainous as they could be. Like I said, इस सीजन में सब कुछ रैप अप करने की कोशिश हो रही है. हमें वो menace जो है कैरेक्टर को देखने को मिलता ही नहीं है. Aarya genuinely is shouldered once again by Sushmita Sen fully, but Aarya is a show जो अपनी ही वजह से पिट रहा है क्योंकि it's been so great so far in season 1, in season 2, in the beginning of season 3 even, कि जब ending इतना lackluster हो जाता है ना, it just seems even more jarring. Maybe I'm ranting too much. I don't think that Aarya season 3 is a bad show. I need to clarify that क्योंकि just the way that the show creates tension is still there. जो background score use करके हो या short sequences use करके हो, it keeps the viewer hooked into what is happening. शो की एक और खासियत ये भी है कि इट हैज स्टेड ट्रू टू इट्स ओन कैरेक्टर. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि मेकर्स माइट डिसाइड टू जस्ट मेक दिस कैरेक्टर अ रूथलेस किलर, फॉरगेट ऑल देयर मॉरल्स, ऑल देयर प्रिंसिपल्स, जस्ट टू काइंड ऑफ अपील टू अ मासी ऑडियंस. दे कुड हैव डन दैट हियर. इट वुड हैव बीन द easy way out, but they did not. They keep Aarya true to who she is, a mother who wants to protect her children, who accidentally has stumbled into a life of crime and was just incidentally really good at it. At the core, this has been a show about someone trying to do good, always trying to do good, but ending up doing bad because at the end of the day, she's in a criminal world. Sometimes I found myself wondering if this rise and fall was necessary, or maybe we could have just used, like that music thing that they say, an anti-drop in Aarya where something is bound to happen, but nothing happens. That would have kept us on our toes, and this show really needed to keep us on our toes. Aarya, like I said, not a bad show. Still engaging, still watchable, but just kind of, I think, held down by the fact that it used to be much, much, much better. That is why my rating for Aarya season 3, or part 2 if you will, is 3 stars out of 5.